everybody dealt with a narcissist. Everybody.
Yes.
And how does
the category for narcissist is so broad. I'm probably a narcissist for real.
I think I got some qualities
everybody
too.
Has
narcissistic qualities and traits.
Everybody has narcissistic traits.
I swear to God. Before we start recording, remember I said I was looking up different stuff so I can make sure.
I know what I'm talking about, right?
I was like, I might be a little
narcissistic.
And for the audience that don't know, it's a personality disorder, one of several different types of personality disorders. It's a mental condition which people have infatuated sense of their own importance, a deep need for excessive attention and admirations, which causes troubled relationships and a lack of empathy for others.
That's me.
So if you fall in that category, I can say I got a little bit of
that. That's me because I feel like
I'm the prize.
You gotta be like self-confident, right? Like
right.
People who categorize other people as narcissists, they normally people who not confident in themselves. So it's like, how dare you demand another person to treat you a certain type of way? Like, how dare you not care?
How dare you feel good about yourself?
Yeah, like I'm sorry, I'm a narcissist. I'm sorry.
When y'all asked earlier, I
was like, my name is Lauren and I'm a narcissist.
That makes me a narcissist, then I'll be admiration for other people. I feel like people should be held to a certain standard, or I should be held to a certain standard. What's wrong with that?
Hey, Lauren, I got a question. What's your sign?
I'm an Aries.
Me too. I knew it. I fucking knew it. Because listen, we confident as fuck. People think we arrogant, but we're really just confident. We know
I'm not the best sweetheart in the world, but you not gonna play me.
Yeah,
that's what that
same. Yeah,
yes, Lauren is cool people, you know, but she can definitely.
You don't want to be on that.
Cut into somebody if you want to. That's what I like.
Yeah, of course. That's how we are. We stand firm.
Somebody give you all of them. What makes you think that it's okay for you to get them less too?
Exactly.
Like, so I'm just not gonna tolerate a whole bunch of stuff. If that made me a narcissist, then so be it. I'm okay.
Right.
Okay. So I guess you say you was the narcissist in the relationship. What about you, Mel?
Definitely been with a narcissist. Actually, he was a fucking asshole. And it just thinking back and looking back at the shit that I accepted, it's just, you know, you just, but you know better next time. I feel like yes, a lot of us do have narcissistic ways, but some people are just straight up narcissists. Like, they see no wrong in what they do, and if they did do something wrong, then they'll make it your fault. Like, oh, well, you did this, so I did that. And, oh, well, it wasn't all that bad, and it was this. At least I didn't do this, or at least. And the things that you do for them, they minimize it. Like, oh, well, you act like you did this and that. You can give them the moon. Oh, but you forgot the stars, though. I mean, you ain't give me the stars. It's like they minimize everything you do when they find something to complain about in every kind of way. You can be the best person to them, but they'll always find something
in the most
to complain about. Yeah, ungrateful, extremely ungrateful.
Yeah,
like you ain't never good enough in their eyes. Like,
never.
I had some people that really wasn't good enough though. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I think it's all about.
And that motherfucker wasn't. That's the whole.
Try to tell you, narcissist. Like you ain't even on my level, man. Like,
that's what I'm saying. You got the nerve to complain that you ain't even shit. I'm trying to help you, bitch.
Gotta watch that term for real, cause like,
hey, y'all just hit Mel deep.
She like that. This is like that close to home.
You gotta watch that term, because some people is just genuine assholes, and then other people try to bring you down to their level. Like, you a narcissist, right, this or you that, because they not what you are. But that's your own fault. That ain't my fault. That I want you gotta be to a certain level to mess with me. Like, I think that's only right.
Having standards. Yeah.
Yeah, we speak a lot into speaking life into other people, but don't do it for ourselves. Like, no, you go into something being like, this what I want, this what I deserve, and this what I'm gonna get out of the situation. And if you not willing to bring that, then that's your fault.
Right.
Cause it's
Standing firm.
everybody. It's gonna be somebody who try their hardest and work their hardest to be with you. And that's to me like when man is always supposed to choose the woman. Women not supposed to make men choose them. Like you never gonna get a guy or keep a guy that don't choose you. A guy have to choose to work and be everything that you want them to be. So if that make you a narcissist, then too bad. And if a guy treated you like that male and he was a narcissist, then he wasn't ready.
Right.
He wasn't ready to give up that part of him. Be
exactly.
vulnerable. He
or
didn't
even be honest. Yeah, or even be honest about it.
Yeah,
because that's the first step. You got to be honest about who you are, and then at least we can admit, you know,
the woman they want. They gonna choose you, and it ain't gonna be no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a point there, Lauren, because in a relationship, you're going to have to show some type of vulnerability, you know, to your significant other. Like, have you ever dealt with a narcissistic person in a friendship or a relationship, and how did that affect, you know, your mental afterwards? Or did it affect it?
Yeah, I've dealt with it in friendships and relationships, male and female. How it affected me at the time, you know what I'm saying? It was moments where it kind of broke me, but overall it made me stronger. You know what I'm saying? It helped me to learn myself, you know what I'm saying, and what I'm willing to deal with and not deal with. And how to just maneuver with dealing with stuff that brings peace and shit that's just not, you know what I'm saying, of me. Anything that breaks my peace, I just can't fuck with it. And I can just step out and not have to come and lower my standards to be around nobody or to deal with this type of person, because if excuse me, if they was meant to be there, it's gonna be organic and it's gonna just work its way through. You know what I'm saying? So I learned from that shit. I learned how to be strong, submissive as well, and know that you don't always have to bite down, and you know what I'm saying, you don't always have to really say anything to say something. You know what I'm saying? Like you don't always have to snap, you know. Let your actions speak. So
yes.
Yeah.
What about you, Don? What you think, man?
I feel like I may have participated in some toxic tendencies, you know what I'm saying, in relationships that you know definitely make me the narcissistic. But I've dealt with the shit too. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if I could classify it as narcissistic, but I dealt with situations where you know you pour out your heart and soul to woman you in a relationship with, and then they pretty much throw that shit back in your face for the rest of the relationship after you done poured your soul out. The same thing. Once they know all your things, you know, like you said, you done been vulnerable with this person. They snatching and pulling you by your vulnerability. You know what I'm saying? So you know you should to it do fuck with your you know your self confidence. You know, trying to love a person and feel like you being taken advantage of. That shit is a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, that shit definitely it takes some time to rebuild yourself from shit like that, you know. That should
But
be
do you come back and be normal?
You say what?
Do you come back and be normal? I think like every relationship we take some of what we got from other relationships and it just kind of build this whole stew of what we become. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like that when you keep jumping in relationships back to back to back. You know what I'm saying? Like you just got through going through a bunch of bullshit with this person for 4 years, and 3 months later you right back full body with another person spending 4 5 days out the week, and you didn't take no time to
Heal.
heal. You understand? Yeah, that's the best way to put it, to heal, and just to even to give yourself a break. You got to recalibrate because
Recharge.
you're not the same person. So you do got to figure out who you are in a sense, because you're gonna be to put up certain barriers and walls, and you got to figure out which ones is the ones that's there to help you and which ones are hindering you from loving again. So it's definitely a rebuilding process, but I feel like you should definitely take some time for yourself so you don't hurt all the people or whoever you with next, because that's all you're gonna do is blame them for all the things that the last person did if you didn't heal from that shit. So you got to be by yourself for a little while, you know.
Yeah, I was just talking about that on my live. I said sometimes people use other people to heal. Like they don't heal themselves. They look for other people to fill that void for them. And that's never gonna work. You will never be happy. You will never be content because you're not healing the right way. All you doing is replacing one problem with the next.
Yeah.
And you just using a band-aid, like a buffer, you know?
Starting to think that another person is supposed to supply your happiness and to be a
Right.
source of your happiness, and
It's
those
supposed to be
are
you.
yeah, those are unrealistic expectations. You got to learn how to have fun when you just in bed watching your show. You got to be happy as hell with yourself. You can't be
Right.
overthinking,
Yeah.
just dealing with yourself. You know what I'm
Love
saying?
yourself.
Yeah, that person in the mirror, you got to be real comfortable with them, because that's all it's gonna be. You're gonna have a whole nother person in your head you don't even deal with no more, because you haven't figured out a way to detach yourself from how that person has affected you. So it takes time to, just reinvent who you are, and you rightfully should want to be by yourself. You know what I'm saying? Because you already did that. Like you throw your whole schedule off trying to be with another person 4-5 days out the week. You ain't went home and washed no clothes. You living out a
Yeah.
bag just to be in somebody else's face. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So
Neglecting yourself.
yeah,
Nothing to no one is worth your peace of mind and
I
your happiness.
promise
You have to have that.
for sure.
True though. Motherfuckers be like, damn, because when people get into it and shit, what's the first thing that be coming out of their mouth? I wasted all this time with you. I could have been doing that. I could have been doing this, and I could have been doing that. It's like you should have been doing that either before you got with him or while you was doing. Don't ever let nobody stop you from being who you are. If anybody ever stops you from being who you genuinely are to appeasing them, fuck them.
Mm-hmm. And for real. But we don't do that because, like you were saying earlier, we go for validation. So as long as that other human being is validating us, we gonna continue to compromise ourselves for them. And that's just human nature. We do that shit when we think somebody like us or when we trying to make them like us.
I will say that. Oh shit.
That shit working.
Sorry. Hold on. Hold on.
Like, I need a second.
I need a moment, right? You gotta
All
recalibrate.
right, you back.
Yeah.
Something
Yeah,
slight.
my bad. Damn, what was I just talking about? That choke just took me out of there.
Told you that weed working. She forgot what she was saying. She put the remote.
I ain't know it was gonna hit like that.
I like your piercings, by the way, Crystal.
Thank you, beautiful. Oh, you said people don't do that. Me, and that's probably why. Like I've become this person where I'm kind of like socially awkward now. Like I'm a very outgoing, love to talk to people, but where I'm just at with protecting my peace, like, and the things that I've endured, I'm at a place of like putting everything in this category with who I am as a person. And some shit I just can't be around. Like I let motherfuckers know how I like it, what I'm willing to accept and what I'm not willing to accept. And it's not that I just lay out these rules. I see what you bring, because I don't like telling you what I want. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what I want for real until it happens, because I can say, yeah, I want a man to be like this. I want him to do, you know what I'm saying? But that may not be for me. You know, so I just try to let things happen organically again. Yeah, and I let motherfuckers know, like, shit I don't like. Like, I got a friend that I be dealing with. You know what I'm saying? We're not together. I like the motherfucker, but I don't think that he's the person for me, because I got caught up in he's showing me this type of attention, and I'm not used to that. But at the same time, it's like you don't go run and just be like, oh, let me give you my all just because of that. Somebody is showing what you are deserving. Now you this situation, when that right man does come along, you take that and be better, a person for yourself, and have a better and healthier relationship the next time you decide to get in one. Mm-hmm. I'm very transparent with motherfuckers. Like, motherfuckers be like, you mean as hell. I be like, nah. I just know what I like. And when you keep crossing the line after I told you, the big dog gotta come out. Like, You ain't just here with the.
Then he gonna be like,
Oh,
man,
yeah.
just hell, man, she aggressive, man. She aggressive, cuz.
Yeah, like, all that hanging out.
Right, evil.
I be like, I might fuck with my piece. Nah, I'll sit at home. I'll sit at home.
You ain't have to.
All right.
Mike, how do you feel about it?
About narcissistic and
Yeah, have you ever had?
have I ever dealt with that?
Have you ever?
Have I ever? I've dealt with it. I would even say I'm dealing with it now because, like we just said, everybody has narcissistic traits, and I feel
So
like
you dealing with your own or with another person?
with another person.
Oh, okay.
Yes. I have narcissistic traits. They have narcissistic traits, and
Lex Luger.
I would say that creates a lot of disagreements and arguments because sometimes we don't want to even see each other's point. We want to
Make your own
see our
point.
own. Yeah, we just want to see our
Yeah.
own, and if that
Yeah.
other person doesn't
My way
see
or the
it, it's
highway.
like, yeah, they basically.
Like, I want to be right. Y'all both want to be right.
How long do it take after y'all had a whole disagreement? Like who the bigger person? How long do it take for somebody to be the bigger
I
person?
mean, like I told Mel on the show before, I'm a sap. I'm sorry.
He told you he was a sap. Like, nah.
Yes, I did. I'm definitely a person to admit.
Did he just say WAP?
He said I'm a sap.
I
He the first to apologize. He said.
Because when I hate to have complaints and disagreements, and when it happens, I go through it in my head a million times. Like, damn, why did we just have this disagreement or argument or whatever you want to call it? And I come to the conclusion like I didn't do something right.
And you can't get no more nookie till she forgive you.
Hey, some people look. Some people like to debate about whatever they're going through while they in the nookie. So it's just all different ways you like to handle it.
Damn, let me go ahead and apologize. Shit, fuck.
Why do people seek advice from social media characters that don't have the credentials to even give them the correct advice?
They just want some type of answer. They just want some type of. Sometimes people know that it may not be rational, but if it coincides with what they feel like or what they think, they just want somebody to agree with them. You know what I'm saying? Like they want somebody to tell them, "No, you ain't tripping. You right. You ain't tripping." Sometimes people just want them to validate how they feel,
and that's true. That's why people vent. Shit.
Yeah,
like, but you see what I'm saying?
Is it me? Is it me? You feel me? You feel me? You know what I'm saying?
I can't stand people do that in the middle of a conversation. Like you what I'm talking about. You know what I'm talking about, right? So anyway,
I'm trying to make sure you agree
about this a couple days ago.
Before I keep feeding you this bullshit, I want to make sure you agree.
You know what I mean?
See what I'm saying?
I said
they want you to reassure their statement in the middle of the statement.
You eating this shit up, right?
That's what them judges do to you too. Like, hold on, I ain't say all of that.
Right, you put words, my motherfucker.
Like, slow down, hold on, wait. Look, let me address this now before you continue on this conversation thinking that it's going right. This is abort mission.
Abort mission. Let me correct you now.
Yeah. Now, be like, you feel me? You feel me? Nah, bro, that ain't cool.
I feel like people just be like, once people hear something that they like, you know what I'm saying, and you just gonna feed into that shit. You know what I'm saying? You hearing somebody say something that's feeding into whatever your situation is, and they hearing what you want to hear. I feel like that you gonna, people, that's what you gonna respond to. You gonna keep feeding into it, and you gonna give that person the validation or validity of their conversation just because they saying what you want to hear. They don't need no credentials.
Yeah.
You in your feelings, like you get into an argument and then go find the meme that suits your emotion. You know what I'm saying? It's no different than finding somebody who talking about what you talking about, speaking your language in a sense. Yeah.
It's easier to find because it's on social media now.
I swear.
And you want to feel right. You want to feel like you're right, like you're not wrong.
Mm-hmm.
Or you can know you wrong, but you gonna find something on there to
that's what I meant to say. That's what I was trying to say. Yeah,
no, you saying it right.
You know you wrong, but you want to feel right, so you find some shit
to validate
like,
your bullshit.
See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
See, it ain't just me. It ain't just me. See, look. Nah, bitch.
Yeah.
Right, you by yourself. You wrong, bitch.
Yeah,
you wrong. It just ain't no way around it. You wrong. Y'all both wrong.
True enough.
Like I'm listening. I'm letting you think, but I ain't saying that you right.
Right. I'm just saying. I hear you.
Yeah.
I understand.
I'm just giving you an ear.
Yeah.
And then you can't tell them they wrong. Like, nah, cause you.
Shit, I do. Listen, I hear you. I hear you. But you're wrong. You know you're not right. You know you're wrong, right? You on some bullshit. You know that, right?
You gotta keep it a buck with yourself, my nigga. You out here looking for lies so you can feel better.
Yeah, you looking for. Then like, but no, see, it wasn't even. Nah, that's what you said. You meant that shit. Don't try to switch it up now. It wasn't all that bad. It wasn't all that. Nah,
trying to believe your own bullshit. That's cool.
Yeah, trying to convince me. Nah, I don't know.
Exactly. Look, I got a quick example. So I just got back from Atlanta, right? I went out there with 3 of my friends. I ended one friendship. So long story short, I brought both of the friends together. Friends turned up, shit got real crazy, and I made the decision that I'm not gonna deal with this particular. This person reaches out to my other friend to talk to really apologize about their behavior and not accept the responsibility on what they did. It's more so, but Crystal this, but Crystal that, and Crystal got this going on, Crystal got that, and I'm talking about shit that didn't have nothing to do with the trip. To find somebody to talk about it. My own friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, y'all ain't friends. You know, so if my other friend had went along with that shit, you know what I'm saying? It was like he would have gave her the validation she wanted.
Right. Reaching out to somebody trying to make them understand where you're coming from.
Yeah, you gotta be willing to let a motherfucker know, like, this ain't that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't agree with what you're saying. Or because he was like, I told her, like, if that's how you feel and you blaming Crystal for your behavior, then you weak as hell because you a follower. I'm like, so yeah, I cut that off.
Why do you think it's so hard for people to admit their insecurities and our low self-esteem?
Because it hurt. Yeah. People gonna think stuff about me.
They don't want to look weak,
and I can't control it. They gonna think stuff. I can't control what they thinking. Yeah.
It doesn't matter what people think.
I know, but you asked the question. That's why, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, it ties right back in with the social media. You posting the highlights, all the perfect stuff. You want to appear that way. So your insecurities manifest from how you try to present yourself.
It's like you go over with anything to prove something. Like you said, the little dude get a big car, a dude that might have a huge penis, right? He may be arrogant about it, but it's a way of him trying to cover the fact that he hurt. And it's, I don't know, do y'all get that? Like, it's like they try to, I don't know, these motherfuckers are crazy.
Try to compensate.
It's like a teeny tiny puzzle, like sparkle size piece puzzles that you try to put together in life. This shit is crazy. It'd be like, what the fuck to do? What do you do? This is what we got to work with. Niggas' brains is just noodles out here. Like,
that ain't right.
Candle wax. This shit is crazy.
I think part of it comes from comparison, competition.
Right.
People too busy comparing and looking at other people and wanting to be like them, or feeling like, well, I'm behind in life. Look at where they at. They my age. You got to be happy with where you are. Everybody is going to have different progress. Ain't nobody life going to be exactly how they want. Nobody is exactly where they thought they would be at their age. I feel like that's not a common thing. I feel like it's just not realistic. And I feel like people are embarrassed about their insecurities. I feel like people are embarrassed about their shortcomings and they don't want to show it. And I feel like, but that's what make you human. That's what make you more relatable. Like the shit that you've been through, the shit that you're going through, other people are going through the same thing or been through the same thing. And it's more human and realistic and comparable when you have problems as opposed to having a perfect life. Like, nobody wants to show struggle. Nobody wants to show problems. Nobody wants to make it seem like I'm fucked up for real. Like, I'm really out here fucked up and I need help, but they're going to say, I'm great. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no problems. I'm good. I'm perfect. No. Like, people be embarrassed about their struggles instead of embracing them and looking at them as a stepping stone to who they really are. Those issues and those problems, that shit make you, it molds your character. And the more you've been through, the more character you have, the more life experience you have. You got more experience in life and you understand things and you wise. And I think that sometimes it's just looked at the wrong way. You know, sometimes
It's supposed to make your skin thicker. It's not supposed to make you more sensitive. You're supposed to absorb those things and help it make you stronger. Like the picture, you got the little wolf with one knife in his back and he cooked, and then the full wolf got 100 knives. He like, bitch, what
arrows.
The arrows, right? You're supposed to learn how to move with those wounds and keep it going because it's making you stronger. How to deal with the pain as you grow, basically. You know what I'm saying?
And you more relatable that way as opposed to acting like you ain't never had no problems in your life. Like you ain't never struggled. Yeah.
Right.
We all done had some problems.
Shit, that's basically how we all on here right now talking.
Shit.
Life under the scope.
I want everybody to give their handles, Instagrams, and all that, and let everybody know where they can find y'all.
Yo.
All right.
Oh, go ahead. Who's going first?
We're gonna gonna start in order. We're gonna let the ladies go first.
You go first.
We can't. She's going, but we can't hear.
She don't. They don't know who I'm pointing. Who I'm pointing at?
Can y'all hear me?
No, we couldn't.
No, we couldn't hear you.
Yeah, we couldn't.
I was pointing at my damn self. I just being silly. Go right ahead and say you want to say.
All right, in that same accent, give us your handles. Tell everybody where we can see you and find you at.
Mine is Melanie Sharice on Facebook and Melly_Male07 on Instagram.
Oh, it's my turn. Oh, yeah, it's right. Yeah, right. You black, you know, is what they gonna say. You can find me at your mother's house. She gonna cook me some cold greens, rub my feet, and everything. Gonna be a ravishing time. Last time, she let me slip underneath her robe. Your mother's beautiful. She has toys.
Oh man,
as Andre 3000 said, mother was a quarter, daughter must be a dime, and everything. Really, you can find me Dawn Infamous on Facebook. Dawn Infamous. You understand that he is on the Instagram, and Dawn Infamous at your auntie's house as well. Yes,
That was good.
All right, mate. You all right?
Y'all can find me on Facebook under Crystal Lalique and Instagram Crystal_Lalique.
All right, follow this episode on YouTube. Like, subscribe, and share. You'll find us on iTunes, Spotify, and all the platforms that you can search on. Just type in LifeUnderTheScope podcast. We're gonna have an anime show coming real soon. This show is gonna come soon, and also we're gonna put out the addiction show real soon as well. I want to thank everybody for coming. This has been another great edition of Life Under the Scope. Under the Scope.